about time I came back and did another vlog. It has been far too long since I did a video, but I think I've got a pretty big and very cute excuse sitting in my lap for why I haven't done a video lately, because she arrived. This little lump is a month and a half old now, and I feel really bad that I haven't had a chance to introduce her to you all and to kind of pop in on this channel and say hello to everybody. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about how things have been since she arrived, a little bit about how she came, and just generally have a little bit of a catch up with life at our end. So yeah, we are now a family of 5. We're now juggling 3 children and absolutely loving it. I have to be honest, I have genuinely never felt so blessed in my whole life as I do right now with my 3 lovely children. She is just an absolute dream. She's the loveliest baby, and we're so happy that she's part of our family. Yes, we're having to balance things. Life with 3 children is definitely a little bit more hectic, but it's definitely nowhere near the kind of chaos I was preparing myself for, I guess, before we had her. I think that would probably be my biggest piece of advice for anybody watching this expecting number 3 and wondering what to expect, would be expect chaos. And then you can only be pleasantly surprised if it's not chaos, or at least prepared if it is chaos. Oh, bless you. We are definitely all settling into our groove as a 5. The 2 older children adore her. I knew from when my second daughter, my second child was born, that it's amazing getting to watch that sibling bond grow, and it hasn't disappointed me this time. They absolutely dote on her, and they are so proud of her, and they want to include her in everything, and it's actually really hard for them sometimes to realise that babies really aren't that much fun, and that they're going to have to wait a little while for her to be able to really join in. But they absolutely adore her, which is lovely and makes me so proud when I see them with her. With regards to her birth, she was a very good girl, and she arrived 1 day before her due date. So that was lovely, because it meant that we didn't get left waiting for a baby to arrive, but that we weren't unprepared. We were kind of in that ready zone. Funnily enough, my husband had spent the day before she was born on Tuesday the 13th. My husband had spent the final month of my pregnancy basically saying that he reckoned Monday the 12th of October was going to be when it all started. He was utterly convinced it was going to be Monday the 12th, to the extent where on that Monday, despite the fact that he was supposed to be working, he decided to work from home, because he was so convinced it was all going to happen on that day. And I spent the whole day feeling, as I had felt for the last few weeks, like nothing was going to happen. What's that? Oh. Like nothing was going to happen anytime soon, and like I was still miles off, and I was fat and uncomfortable and fed up. And as we sort of put the kids to bed that night on the Monday, I was all smug and was saying, I told you nothing was going to happen. And then we sat down to watch television for the evening, and at 9:30 my waters broke. And Mr. Always Right proved to be always right again. She wasn't actually born until the following day, but that also followed his predictions, which had been that it was all going to start on the 12th, but she wouldn't be born until the 13th. But she arrived in the very early hours of October the 13th after a pretty crazy labour, which it wasn't crazy, but I won't bother going into it now. I'll probably write it up on my blog. I'll definitely write it up on my blog. I'm not sure when it will go on my blog, but yeah, it wasn't what I expected, but it was amazing. It was such a fantastic birth, and she arrived and she was here and kind of instantly changed everything, and she's just amazing, aren't you? So yes, she was born on October 13th at 4:45 in the morning, and she was born weighing £8.3, which is bigger than my other two. My other two were £7.1 and £7.14, so she's a little bit bigger. I would say that this time around we're doing some things the same as we did with our previous two, but we're also doing things differently. This time around I've really tried to embrace the whole idea of the 4th trimester and treating the first 3 months of their lives as a progression of pregnancy, and kind of trying to ease her into life on the outside and ease us into life with her too. I'm not rushing to enforce bedtime routines or nap schedules or any of those things. We're kind of just going with the flow. You know, she spent 9 months inside me. You know, there was food in her belly before she knew she was hungry, and you know, she slept when she wanted to sleep, she was awake when she wanted to be awake, and she was always warm and she was always cozy and she was always jiggled and close and safe to, and all those things. And we are trying to sort of, oh dear, we're trying to embrace that as much as possible now that she's here too, which actually seems to be working very well for us. With the other two, I was sort of in such a rush to get out to groups and to get them all dressed up in sort of trendy clothes and sort of just rushing into life really. And this time I think we're taking the pace of it a bit slower, and we're so content that there's definitely some sort of logic behind that idea of embracing that 4th trimester. So she doesn't wear trendy clothes, she lives in baby grows and she's comfy and she's warm, and that suits us. And you know, she's never very far away from me. She sleeps right here at night. She, you know, if I need to do things around the house and she's not asleep, she's in a baby sling and I've got her wrapped on me and close to me and just where she should be, I think. We're following the lead with feeds. Nursing's going really well. She's feeding anything between 2 and 4 hours during the day. Depends on whether she's awake. If she's awake, she tends to feed 2 hourly, but if she has a sleep, she'll normally go up to 4 hours in the day. And at night, she's been an absolute dream. She just about now sleeps between 8 and 10 hours at night, so she's, to all intents and purposes, she's sleeping through the night. So we know how incredibly blessed and how lucky we are to have such an amazing sleeping baby, but I think part of that is the fact that she's got a very chilled out nature and that she quite likes her sleep, and I think part of that is the fact that we're being so chilled out about it and we're going with the flow and just seeing what happens and what works for us. She genuinely, I keep calling her my dream baby, but she genuinely is the most content baby I've ever come across, if you will ignore the slightly fidgety nature that we had a little while ago in this video. But you can see her now, she's just chilled. She just watches what's going on. She's quite happy. She's got a lovely head of brown hair which looks a bit blondie in some lights, and I'm wondering whether she's going to have that same blondie brown hair of her big brother and sister. She's got, at the moment, the most amazing big blue eyes, which I have a sneaking suspicion will end up being brown like her brother and sister, because her sister had sort of grey blue eyes too, but they're so bright and piercing at the moment. Yeah, she's got this funny little kiss curl up here, which she's inherited off Daddy. Daddy's got one heck of a kiss curl on his forehead, but we joke about the fact that if any baby should have a kiss curl, it should be this one, because this girl must be kissed 500 times a day. Do you think? Is it 500 times a day? I would definitely say that I feel like we have been given, hands down, the very best baby ever. She's just amazing, and she's definitely made life transitioning into 3 a lot easier, which is definitely nice. So I think that's probably all from us. Just a little catch up on where we've been and what we've been up to and how life has been going with this little one and life with 3 kids. Oh dear. If you haven't already seen it, there is a video of her birth. It's not the gory bits, I promise. It's just the build up to her being born and the moment sort of right after she's born. My husband did an amazing job of catching some clips when we were in hospital that initially I didn't plan on putting a video together to sort of share publicly, but it was just so beautiful, and it was such an amazing collection of clips that he got for us that I put a little video together. So if you haven't already seen that, I'll put that in the description box below so that you can have a look. And I think that's all from us. We're going to try and catch up every month or so with how things are going with her and how things are going with 3 children and life as a 5. So if you've got any questions or anything that you'd like to know about how we're getting on, please feel free to ask them, and I'll try and answer them and tell you how things are going. But other than that, I think it's probably time to say goodbye. Are you ready for a feed? I think she is. So thanks for watching. Bye. Can I wave? Should we say bye-bye? Say bye. Oh no, she doesn't want to wave. Bye. Okay, I'm a gorgeous girl.